Brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
On second down, picked off. Lloyd again. Devin Lloyd. What a year. Still rolling. Down the sideline. One man to beat. Lloyd. Pick six. It's first and goal with 30 seconds left. Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown Jacksonville.
It looked like he was dead in the rights. And here they all come. He looked like Earl Campbell getting out of there.
Turner trying to keep this game going. He had a base hit his last time up, his first hit of the series. It was an RBI single that got the Phillies on the board.
Kicks and fires. Turner swings. Ground ball to second. Scooped up by Edman. He throws first. Dug out by Freddie Freeman. He picks it and saves the game. That's a win for LA.
Oh my goodness! Tommy Edman spiked it in the dirt. Freddie Freeman in that Gold Glove form.
Contreras with a drive to left field, and the Brewers have the lead. A no-doubt shot from William Contreras.
He's still one of the best hitting catchers in all of baseball. 411 feet.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into Sports Day. My name is Brant Daughtry. I'm the host of this program. Landon Winkler is over running the video stream and the cameras. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's because of Landon, so everyone say thank you to Landon. Sports Day, as it is every day, is presented by Barton Community College, offering exceptional and affordable learning opportunities supporting student, community, and employee needs. You just heard your sounds of the past 24 hours. And some doozies happened last night, folks. Lead off with the Chiefs. You heard that game over on B104.3 The Point, or you watched it on ESPN, Monday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs lost a painful one, falling 31-28 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Patrick Mahomes threw a red zone pick six that was returned by linebacker Devin Lloyd to give the Jaguars the lead. Later, the Chiefs retook the lead, but the Jaguars had a drive capped by Trevor Lawrence's bizarre scramble to win the game with 23 seconds left. Patrick Mahomes had a quote after this game, and I mentioned it in my morning sports report that they kind of confused him with the defense. I thought it was a really interesting quote, and actually, I've got it here for you. So let's hear what Patrick had to say about that pick six, because I think this is a really cool quote.
Honestly, they just got me with the coverage that they played. They had played zero kind of inside that 10-yard area in previous games, and they hadn't shown the poppers with the linebackers popping out when they were protected. And I think back to a game against Cincinnati earlier in the year that they hit Jamar Chase kind of on a slant route, and so I saw the look and I checked to the play with the in routes, having three ends, knowing that they're going to try to pass off the guys, and Juju was going to pop wide open, and he did. But the credit to, they schemed themselves, and they kind of looked over what they could do better, and he popped right underneath where I was throwing the ball, and so it was a great call by them defensively, and obviously a great play by Zero, getting the pick, and then I got to find a way to tackle him or slow him down after he gets the interception.
Really good stuff there from Patrick Mahomes. And the reason I love that quote is because he goes into why he made the throw he did and what he's seen on film. So cover zero, for anybody who doesn't know, cover zero means that every eligible receiver has one man covering him and everybody else is blitzing the quarterback. And he said when he had seen on film is that was what Jacksonville had done in those red zone situations. They usually played cover zero, and that means that you want some kind of a quick breaking route like a slant. He mentioned Juju Smith-Schuster coming open on a slant. But what Jacksonville did is instead of sticking with the tendency is they popped he called them poppers. They popped those linebackers out kind of to cover that ground, and Devin Lloyd made a heck of a play. And he just didn't see that pop in time because in cover zero, well, if they're bringing that many guys, that means that there's going to be one guy who's unblocked as a quarterback. You've got to get the ball out of your hands because everyone else has one guy covering them. So you've got all your blockers left in there. Well, there's one guy coming on the blitz, and that's the quarterback's responsibility. So Patrick Mahomes knows he has to get the ball out of his hands quickly, but then they lose those linebackers back in coverage after they show cover zero. And an excellent play by Devin Lloyd, and then free down the sideline. He almost got chased down a couple of times, but a really great individual play. And that's just a little bit of football talk. And I love the X's and O's of the sport. And hearing a guy like Patrick Mahomes kind of break down, okay, here's why I made this throw, here's what I saw on film, and here's why it didn't work out. That was a really cool moment, I think. And unfortunately, did lead to the Chiefs losing that game. But otherwise, a really good game. Incredible play from Trevor Lawrence to go under center, hand around. I'm not sure if that was a play action. I'm not sure what the play was supposed to be. But to get stepped on by your guard, fall down, try to get up, fall down again, then actually get back up and somehow run that play in for a touchdown. It was incredible. It was crazy, something that I don't think I've ever seen before in a football game. Just a really bizarre play. And Trevor Lawrence stuck with it. Dude is a gamer. And as a fellow South Georgia boy, congratulations to Trevor Lawrence on a great play. But obviously sucks for the Chiefs. Your other sounds of the past 24 hours, I believe the Chiefs are 2-2 now, which is not ideal. Could be worse. Our other sounds of the past 24 hours, the Dodgers won Game 2 in Philly to go up 2-0 in the NLDS. The Phillies had the tying run on third and the winning run on first when the Dodgers brought in closer Roki Sasaki to secure the last out. Bad throw by the second baseman, dug out by Freddie Freeman to get that final third out. Freddie Freeman, man, he's talked about it on yesterday's show. He's 36 years old and still doing it at such a high level. Still hitting over 300, still has great power, still a Gold Glove level first baseman. Boy, I really like Matt Olson as a Braves fan. I'm not going to say that I would rather have Freddie Freeman than Matt Olson because Olson is about 6 or 7 years younger. But, man, Freddie Freeman was so fun to watch in a Braves uniform. I'm glad he's having success with the Dodgers. He's the only reason that makes the Dodgers, like, halfway likable in my eyes. Mookie Betts is a good player. Shohei Ohtani plays with a smile on his face, and that always makes me happy. But, man, I really am not a big Dodgers fan, but I'll always be a Freddie Freeman fan for what he did in Atlanta. And lastly, the Brewers defended their home field, taking down the Cubs 9-3. William Contreras hit a fourth-inning bomb to take a 4-3 lead, and the Brew Crew piled on from there. There was also a 3-run home run in this game hit by Milwaukee. They just looked like the better team. Said it on yesterday's show. I think that the Cubs are too good to get swept, but I don't know, man. They looked bad, but they do get to go back to Chicago now, and they've got to win both of those games in Chicago to force a Game 5. The Dodgers situation is different. They took both games in Philadelphia. So now, you know, if you can hold on to home field advantage, you can have the series, and it would do my heart good to see the Phillies swept. Talked about it on yesterday's show. I don't like the Phillies. It makes me happy when they lose. So congratulations to the Dodgers. I'll be rooting for whoever they're facing in the NLCS, but they're a really good team, and defending World Series champs for a reason. Sports Day is brought to you in part by the Marmiato Group out on 10th Street in Great Bend. Also by Sutherland's, helping you build it better since 1917, from quality lumber, plywood, and OSB to cabinets, plumbing, hardware, and power tools. They have everything you need to get the job done. Visit Sutherland's on 10th Street. And also by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Community College athletics programs the best in the country. We got to get to our first break in the show. When we come back, was joined earlier today by members of the Hoisington volleyball team, a Hoisington team that is 24-5 on the season. They are a really great team. Had a great conversation with a couple of those players. Had been advertising that the head coach was going to join, Michaela Beadle was going to join us as well. She was not able to make it, but a fun conversation with 3 of her star players. So look forward to that on the other side of this break. You're listening to Sports Day, live from the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
This October, the Barton Theater presents Time Stands Still, a powerful drama by Pulitzer Prize winner Donald Margulies. Follow Sarah, a photojournalist recovering from the war in Iraq, and her correspondent boyfriend, James, as they confront love, career, and the search for meaning when the cameras are turned off. Performances run October 16th through 19th. Tickets are $10. This production is recommended for audiences ages 13 and up due to adult language and situations. Visit shows.bartonccc.edu for showtimes and tickets. Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320. Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry now joined by members of the Hoisington Cardinal volleyball team, Sophia Simic, Mia Noctegal, and Kelsey Meyer. Guys, girls, thanks so much for coming in today. How are we?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. First of all, thanks for taking the time to join me. Really busy schedule. You guys are actually on the road tonight. Is that at Nickerson or at Heston? I know both teams are going to be there.
Heston.
It's at Heston. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about the season. You guys are 25-4 right now. One of the best volleyball teams in Kansas. Talk about your season. Talk about what you guys have been up to so far, because we haven't had you in yet.
Yeah, so it was definitely exciting just preparing in the preseason. We knew we were going to do some big things in the league, and we know we lost a few seniors. We lost our setter and our libero, but we also gained a really good libero, Maya. She's been killing it. And I think just over the season, our team chemistry has improved drastically. Like, if you compare us at the beginning of the season to where we are now, like, we just always have each other's backs, and our energy in general has just grown.
Hey, Sophia, we'll start with you. The thing that jumps out, first of all, like, you're really tall, and that helps a lot in volleyball. Yeah. But the thing that stands out to me is you have 70 aces on it, 70 service aces on the year. That's an incredible number through just 29 matches.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Normally in club ball, I do a float serve, but in high school ball, I think it's really important that I do my topspin serve. And it's kind of hit or miss sometimes because it is a little bit of a risk to do a big toss, and there's definitely more error, but it's been worth it, and I'm really thankful.
So you're also one of the outside hitters for this team, and I mean 5 kills per set. The goal is get the ball to you.
Oh gosh, unless my sister's front row, then we got a little fight going on. Might see some side eyes. And when you said
I saw that she's first on the team in blocks. You're in second, right?
Oh, we didn't have to mention that. Yeah, she's really good at blocking. I'm so proud of her. I mean, we didn't know how I was going to be practicing together every day, but actually we've been getting along. We haven't killed each other yet, so it's been great.
And wait, she's just a freshman, right?
Yes, she is actually really tall too. She's 6 foot, and she's just been doing really great. Like, she's also improved a lot, especially with her knee kind of hurting a little bit. Like, no matter what, she goes out there and gives it her all, especially having a big role as a freshman.
Mia, let's move on to you. You're the libero for this team. You're a senior, correct?
Yep.
Okay, senior libero. That usually does well for volleyball teams.
Yeah, I'd say so. Last year I was the DS and middle back, so left back's a little different for me, but I think with the communication of my girls in the back row with me, it's helped us succeed.
3.4 digs per set for you. That's you're just getting after it. You're making the effort plays. That's a libero's job, I guess.
Yep.
And you're receiving the ball well, and like I said, getting it to your front line.
Yep, getting a better pass so our hitters can do the work for us.
Kelsey, you're second on the team in service aces with 37. Frankly, not quite as impressive as 70, but still, like you're up there. And the way that you guys serve the ball is really helping your team right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. We got our serve. I know Sophia has a lot of serves. Our sophomore setter, Reese Vaughn, she got a lot of aces too. She has a good serve.
So talk about the way your team plays right now. And I kind of want all three of you to speak on this. I mean, just talk to each other. You guys are a part of the team. I'm just kind of sitting here looking at stats. But what is your team trying to do? What's the goal? What's the coaching philosophy, I guess?
I mean, our goal is to go to state, and right now I think we're perfect for it. Like, our chemistry, our energy on the court, it's so exciting to play on this team. It's been so much fun this year, and I'm really excited for the rest of the season.
And honestly, like, our drive, I feel like is our team's most chemistry. Like, even when we're down 17 to 24, we'll come back and put that score up, whether we win or whether it's just getting our points up. Like, even if we're down, we have the drive to come back up, and that's why I think we will take on state.
Yeah, I think we can not only go to state, but do really well at state. Like, this is the year we all want it really bad, and in practice it just shows. Like, our work ethic is probably unmatched, and that starts with our coaching. And I just want to give a huge shout out to our coach, obviously, Michaela. Like, she's amazing. Like, the way she coaches us is just, yeah, it's amazing.
And she unfortunately couldn't be here today, but obviously a lot of trust in you three to come in here and make a public appearance like this, and her not have to be here.
I mean, we're very close with her. She's very comfortable with us, and vice versa. So I'm sure we do good.
There are a couple of senior leaders on this team, but the thing that stands out, again, just looking at rosters, looking at stats, you guys are really young. You have some really good freshmen and sophomores that aren't just on the team, but are making real contributions. Sophia, you've already talked about your sister, but I mean, there's more than just her.
Yeah, Brinley Schramer, she's a big outside hitter or right side hitter for us. Kinley Wilkins, they're all really great hitters. They get the job done in our front row.
Yeah, we've always, with my class, ever since I was little, we've always lacked numbers. And so Maya transferred here her sophomore year, so that helped. And, yeah, we rely a lot on our younger
being such a small town, it really does help when our youngers step up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we've given you a couple of shout-outs this year on the football broadcast as well. So we've been keeping up. But, I mean, you guys are just as good as the football team is, and we know how good they are. You guys are just in the background kind of operating and just dominating. You guys, 25 wins so far this year, 20 sweeps. You guys get in, get the job done, and get out. It's really impressive to watch.
Yeah, we try.
But I mean, what goes into that? There's a killer mindset that you guys have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mindset is something we take a lot of pride in, because I will say, so one of our huge wins this season that I'm super proud of is our win against Beloit. Mm-hmm. And I will say, going into that game, something shifted, because we knew that we couldn't have just a mellow mindset. We had to bring the fire. We knew that it was going to take an exponentially bigger task to beat them. So when we played Beloit, it was just a different feeling. Would you guys agree on the court?
Ever since that game, I've just felt like so much more closer. The energy has been unreal, and it's just like now every single time we play a good team, we're like, okay, Beloit energy.
Beloit energy. Hopefully they're not listening, but yeah. Beloit energy. And if we can bring that Beloit energy, that is the best we've ever played.
Yes.
Like
the fire, the intensity, the teamwork, everything. It was just insane.
As well with our win against Halstead. That was also one of the
both of them
really fun games ever.
Break down your roster a little bit. We have three, and you're kind of all operating at different levels here, but who else is on the team, and who needs a shout-out?
Well, our setters, Bren and Reese, they're like 5'3", so it's hard. They're really good.
Yeah, our setter last year, she was probably 5'10"-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely been an adjustment.
It was harder because, I mean, we'd pass balls on the net for her, and she'd do her jump set and push it out. But with our shorter setters, we kind of have to give her shorter balls and adjust. And they've just done great on that, getting their mindset down, and even with the hardships of that, they really do know how to push
And
that
they
ball.
hustle. They know
They
how to
do.
go get a ball.
They will go for any ball they can.
Guys, thank you so much for the time. Hey, good luck tonight. Nickerson and Heston, that's who you have tonight. What have you seen from them? What do you expect tonight?
I did get a chance to watch Heston a little bit at the league tournament when they beat Halstead, and I know they have definitely some physicality and size, so we're going to have to be prepared to dig some balls and block them.
We'll have our Beloit energy.
That's what you need, right? That's bring the energy, keep the right mindset. Guys, I'm really looking forward to this. Looking forward to hearing from you guys later in the season, and hey, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is members of the Hoisington volleyball team, Sophia Simic, Mia Noctegal, and Kelsey Meyer joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to those three for coming into the studio and joining me. Again, without adult supervision, by the way, something we haven't seen so far this year. Clearly, three girls that know what they're doing, and their coach trusts them, and why not? I think they did a really good job. And, you don't see that a lot with three girls that are willing to come in and, they're still in high school. And you see kids get on these microphones and they're nervous and, they're not really sure what to do with their hands. And it is it's kind of funny to watch some of these kids try and settle into doing a show like this. Those three, they were nervous a little bit, but it wasn't super noticeable. It wasn't by any means as bad as I've seen from some other units. So fantastic time talking to them. They're really cool, and they're also really good. Like I mentioned, 24-5. 20 of those 24 wins have come by way of the sweep. The teams that they have lost to are all, I believe, all higher classification, and they're really on a roll, and they're a very fun team. And been looking forward every week to for our Hoisington football broadcast. Usually we'll give them a shout out. We'll talk about how they're doing because, everyone in Hoisington loves Hoisington, right? So while we're waiting on the second half of the game to get started, my analyst and I, Gene Manweiler, will talk about them a little bit and just the kind of time that they're having. And usually it's, hey, the volleyball team got another sweep this week. Oh, did they? That's not surprising. It's a couple of sweeps. They're so good. They're so talented and tall. My goodness. Volleyball outside hitters tend to be tall. Middle blockers tend to be tall. Liberos are short, but liberos and setters tend to be shorter. And that's the case at Hoisington too. But Sophia Simic, I believe she's committed to Illinois, I heard. And she's a good 6'1", 6'2". She's up there. And obviously super talented. All of them super talented. Excuse me. But super fun to talk to as well. All right, Sports Day is brought to you in part by Kern Floor Service. Whether you need a new ceramic, porcelain, or natural stone floors, their knowledgeable and friendly flooring experts are here to help you find the perfect floor for your home decor and budget. Visit the Great Bend Showroom at 908 Coolidge to see, touch, and feel the latest styles. Also brought to you in part by Cody Crook of Red Cedar Land Company. Whether you're looking to sell your land or find the right property to buy, Cody takes pride in understanding your goals and making the process as smooth as possible. Call Cody at 620-617-7320, or you can visit redcedarland.com. We've got to hit our next break. When we come back, Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, joins us for our typical Tuesday conversation. Another tough loss for the Wildcats on Saturday to a pretty good Baylor team. We'll get his thoughts on everything that's happening in Manhattan when we come back. On the other side of this break, you're listening live from the Mayo Money Management Studio here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. It's Sports Day.
C&E Doors, this is Eddie.
I need some work done.
Are you in a haunted house?
No, it's my garage door. I think I might need a new one.
We can take a look. We can do repairs and replacement. We'll see what's right for you.
What a relief. I thought I was going to get stuck in here.
Call the guys in orange at C&E Doors to fix your haunted house.
C&E Doors, Great Bend. Follow the orange signs just south of 10th and Harrison.
Hey, Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
Welcome back into Sports Day. Brant Daughtry now joined by Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. Wyatt, thanks so much for the time. You give it to us every Tuesday. How are things in Manhattan right now?
Going okay. Certainly would have liked to have won that ball game on Saturday in Waco, but getting geared up here for a homecoming matchup with TCU this week. And as you know, they just keep flying at you, so got to move on and try to win a game this week.
This was another heartbreaker for Kansas State. Felt like they had an opportunity in this one, but kind of let it slip away late. Entered the fourth quarter with a 14-point lead, and honestly felt like a little bit too much Michael Trigg. That guy is a really good football player.
Oh, he is. He was one of the standouts on a day where we saw a lot of really cool things. He was pretty much most of that drive that got them back in the game with K-State up 31-17. 2 spectacular plays. They go 80-ish yards in 3 plays, get a 2-point conversion. Now you feel like, oh, boy, here we go, game on. K-State came right back, and I was proud of this up until the pick 6 that they put a drive together of roughly 10 plays trying to get the thing back to where maybe it's out of reach. And unfortunately, you make a throw that is one where Avery just didn't see Jacob Redding. I'm convinced of it. And Redding is one of their playmakers, and he made a really nice play jumping in front and kind of weaved his way down the side and into the middle of the field and got a score. And it still came down to basically the last play, but K-State couldn't get against the breeze a kick high enough and long enough to have a chance to pull it out. It was when you're up 31-17 like that, even on the road, man, it stings when you don't get it done because you've played well enough in a lot of areas, but just not quite good enough.
You and I talked about it last week, and I feel like we both kind of expected this result. Baylor, an offense that is explosive and can put up yards and points in a hurry, but a defense that allows a lot of points. And look, a one-score, high-scoring game like this, it feels very old-school Big 12.
It kind of does, doesn't it? That's pretty well said. And their numbers are not real good on the defensive side. And with that, I mean, if you look at it and say to yourself, in the pregame, okay, K-State's going to have 500-plus yards in total offense and score 34 points, I would have taken it and thought, frankly, I was going to win the game. But, again, you have, just not quite enough to get over the hump. I know people have questioned, some of the, decisions with the play calling, and that's fair. Talked and called out, some of the issues that K-State had, on the field, and those things continue to bother this team. You can't deny it. It is what it is. They just haven't played to the level everybody thought they would yet.
You mentioned the pick six earlier, and I think you hit the nail on the head. That moment changed the entire complexion of the game, and K-State couldn't never kind of get back over the hump and get the momentum back in their favor.
Yeah, when that happens, it's such a momentum-shifting thing. As a matter of fact, when they got the short play drive, but the long 80 yards in 3 plays, that was a shocker, too, because I'll be honest with you, at 31-17, it's warm. Their fans are frustrated. They're trying to get up, underneath the concourse there and get out of the heat a little bit and the sunshine. And I think everybody was just waiting for K-State to score again to put the nail in the coffin. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. And then you get the trig play, and then the pick six not too long after that. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it other than to say you had your shot, you probably messed it up a little bit, and now you got to try to learn from it, grow from it. Nobody wants to hear all that stuff, but what's the alternative? You got to try to get it turned somehow, some way moving forward.
Even through the loss, though, it felt like Avery Johnson is he started to turn a corner in a way this offense has as a whole. Over 400 yards in this game, accounted for 3 touchdowns. Talk about the play of the quarterback.
I thought he was really good, and I thought it was his best game, and I think Chris Kleiman mentioned that in his press conference yesterday, that he thought so too. He's doing a better job of the quarterback run game without, putting a whole lot of stress or putting him in harm's way for the most part. I think the decision-making there has been good. He's thrown the football, pretty well. I think even in defeat, I would have to be honest and say, and by nature, I'm a guy that looks at things or tries to in a positive light anyway. I take from the game the stinging loss, yes, mistakes, play calls, absolutely. But I also take that Avery probably played without a doubt his best game. I think the offensive line played their best game. You can say what you want about Baylor's defense, but that was what was presented to him that day. Now let's see if they can do it again. And defense, I think, had its moments where they were pretty good. And I thought they played hard and played a lot of guys. So, I guess that's a lot to say. You did some good things, had a real chance on the road, and that's what you asked for. But when you don't, you just hang your head, man, when you don't get it done and you come so close.
Coach Kleiman said after this game that he felt like the past 2 weeks have looked more like K-State football than the rest of the season. What are your thoughts on that, and do you agree?
I do agree, and I think what he's referencing there is just the effort, effort to try to play with more physicality and toughness and more emotion. I think we had a little of that taken out of the team when we were in Ireland by Iowa State, and I credit them for that. K-State really went through a stretch then where they didn't play well. They did win a game against North Dakota, but didn't play well in the second half at all against Army, and, bad offensive game at Arizona. Since then, though, I think you've seen them, really try to put some things together. And, again, it's a results-based business, though, and unfortunately you won one of those 2 when you probably should have been, on a 2-game winning streak going into this weekend against TCU. And now we'll see what happens and how they bounce back.
You brought it up a little bit earlier, but it's something that we need to talk about. The play calling has been a topic of discussion, and it always is with a team that's losing. But the passing game versus the running game and what K-State should rely on, what are your thoughts on the balance so far?
Well, I think the balance has been okay, but I think as an example, some of the things that I've heard, and I get it. Believe me, I get it. When you have it first and goal into 3 and you have a negative play to start out, it really puts you behind the 8 ball when, generally speaking, you've let a team have some emotion back and they're right in the game now, and it is harder to run. I'm not trying to defend Matt Wells and what he's done in any way. I think he liked at least going into the play, what the call was, but the results weren't there. And then you have to, I think he felt like after that they probably had to throw it on second down, and you just kind of get behind there, and unfortunately, you have to settle for the field goal. You get the lead, but it's not what you wanted. And then you don't really cover as well, and they get a decent return, and then, of course, and they drive down and kick the field goal. K-State still had a chance at the very end, and I thought they did a good job to at least even give them maybe a smaller chance, but that didn't work either.
We talked about how the defense gave up a lot of points and a lot of yards in this game, but also why the defense forced, I believe, 2 turnovers in this game, and gave K-State a shot. I think Coach Kleiman said after the game that was something that K-State needed to do, was force those turnovers. Talk about the state of the defense right now.
Well, it's an interesting subject, isn't it? Because you're right. They gave up too many points. Now, again, one of those was a pick six that they didn't have anything to do with, but generally speaking, I think they did some good things, but I think they still continue to get hurt by some plays where they're not quite in the right position, or they don't take the right or proper angle, those types of things. And then let's be honest, sometimes you just have to tip your cap. I mean, Michael, a couple of those receptions for Trigg were off the charts, man, and they just were. Robertson, I thought, played pretty well. I have to give you my honest thought here. When Bryson Washington went out there to play, I wasn't convinced that he was even going to be healthy enough to go. And for what he gave them and the others gave them in the run game, even though that's not their strength, it was enough to augment the passing game. And there you go. That's another point of frustration for K-State. I think they're showing some signs of getting better, but not where they need to be yet. That's pretty obvious.
Got TCU coming in this weekend, or is this a home game, or this is a home game?
Yeah,
I lost track of the schedule there for a second. But talk a little bit about TCU. I know they've had some trouble stopping good running quarterbacks so far this year. What are you expecting on Saturday?
They're a pretty good football team at 4-1, but like many, they have a flaw or two. I think the strength of their team offensively is their quarterback. Josh Hoover's been really, really pretty solid after a terrific year last year. He just seems to kind of make plays. They have struggled running the ball, but are pretty adept at throwing it. Then defensively, they have their strengths. They're not as good probably up front as they've been in recent times. When you think back to the 22 team, they were really good there. Both of their linebackers, Nnamdi Obiazor, who is Chidi's older brother. Chidi, of course, plays here. That will be an interesting angle in the game. And that other linebacker, the Alarms Orr kid, is, I think, a really good player. They got a couple of guys in that secondary that are as good as most in the league. Their nickel transfer from Texas is really playing great. And Johnson, their other secondary guy, he might be as good as anybody playing in the Big 12. So they're going to present challenges, but they don't run the ball great. I think K-State is a team that, they've had TCU's number a little bit here in the last couple of 2 or 3 games. Let's see if you can do it again.
You talk about that TCU team had a 14-point comeback of their own against Colorado on Saturday. Is that something that, obviously K-State's going to be aware of it, but is that something that you think might wear on the minds of the locker room a little bit?
Well, maybe so. They know what they're up against. They're going to get TCU's best shot. I think TCU is a team that you have to respect and be ready for. But I also think that, you have an advantage being at home, and take advantage of that, right? Clean up some things a little bit. Try to, if you can just minimize some of the things that we've talked about here, and continue to grow in the other areas where they've made some improvements, like with the push in the run game with the offensive line. And we didn't talk about Joe Jackson a lot, but I thought Joe really responded with Dylan Edwards being out and played his best football game last week too. So maybe you can replicate that again, and maybe you have a little bit more of Dylan this week. Those are things that you want to see easily. No question about that.
Again, I know we're in the dead middle of football season, but basketball season is just around the corner. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but go ahead and preview the Wildcats basketball team as we get a little bit closer.
Well, we are getting closer. That exhibition game to start in Columbia, Missouri is the 24th of October. That's not very far away. And I do think Coach Tang feels like they're making progress. You got a lot of new faces that you're trying to put together to make a, quote, team. I do like some of the pieces. We'll see how it plays. I've said before, I think Nate Johnson, the point guard, is a guy that's going to fit in well here. He's a good defender. He also can score a little bit. He plays within himself and plays really, really hard. I think there'll be a lot of people interested to see P.J. Haggerty, who played really well last year at Memphis, big-time get in the portal, 20-point-a-game guy. I think whether K-State has a really good year or whether they're just so-so probably depends on what those foreign kids can become. Andre Kostic from Serbia is a rock-solid shooter. Can he adjust to the American game? And that's probably true for Elias, too, and Doreen Buca, the big kid from Italy. So you also have to have some other guys come along, too. And so it's a little bit like I think Coach likes what he's seen so far, and yet they're a ways from being where they need to be. But you know what? In a couple of weeks, we're going to find out a lot more. And I think they could be a fringe tournament team. We'll see if it plays out that way.
Wyatt, thank you so much for the time. Always appreciate having you on, man.
Absolutely, bud. Anytime. Thank you so much.
That is Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, joining us here on Sports Day. Big thanks to Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats. Dude has the absolute dream job. He gets to just call sports. That's what he does. Even though Kansas State is not that great in football right now, it is an interesting dilemma, I guess, for Kansas State would be a good word. They're a team with guys who aren't graduating. They've got a bunch of juniors on that team. But how much better do they get from junior year to senior year? It's possible to take that jump, but typically the biggest jump is from freshman to sophomore year, and then, sophomore to junior year, you kind of become the final version of yourself. Avery Johnson is a junior right now. Dylan Edwards is a junior right now. Austin Romaine is a junior right now. So all these guys could come back, but if you keep having a rough season like K-State is, I don't know how many of those guys you can get back. It's an interesting question, and one that Chris Kleiman is going to have to answer, and one I don't know if he has the right answer. It's just not going well right now. Obviously, hoping that K-State can keep it together. They've got a lot of talent on that football team that just hasn't gelled right, and something's going to have to change for them to gel right. But I do think they're moving in the right direction. This is a pretty good Baylor team. On the offense, especially, good night. Their offense is incredible. Their defense, not so much. But this is a good Big 12 Baylor team, and Kansas State went toe to toe with them. They got the win last week in a close game. There's just the little things. The little things aren't coming together for K-State right now, and that's heartbreaking because they've got a team where the little things should be coming together because a lot of these guys have been there the whole time, and they're just trying to supplement with the rest of it. All right. Sports Day is brought to you in part by Equity Bank. There when you need them, bank local, save big. With in-person banking and business banking, visit equitybank.com for more information. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoisington, and Larned. Also brought to you by C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange signs south of 10th and Harrison. We've got to hit our last break of the show. We've come back. Some news in college football that I find interesting for a couple of reasons. We'll talk about it when we come back. Actually, this is not the final break of the show. Yeah, I'm going to make it the final break of the show. Final break of the show. When we come back, some interesting college football news. We'll also preview tonight in the world of sports. You're listening to Sports Day. We're live in the Mayo Money Management Studio right here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Needing a healthcare plan for your business? Let the experienced team at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your needs. Whether you're a large company or a small business on Main Street, FCMI can help you provide employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. From setup to ongoing support, they handle it all. Schedule your free no-obligation health assessment today at freedomclaimsinc.com. That's Freedom Claims Management Incorporated, with locations in Great Bend, Russell, and Plainville. Selling your farm or ranch acres can be stressful. At Red Cedar Land Company, they are extremely diverse in the number of ways they can represent you, and they tailor each project to meet their seller's needs. One of the biggest questions for a seller is, what is my land worth? At Red Cedar Land Company, they offer a free market analysis to help you better understand the value of your land. You deserve a better selling experience. Put your trust in Red Cedar Land Company. Call Cody Crook with Red Cedar Land Company at 620-617-7320.
Barton Community College has college classes that fit your life and your budget. With 5 flexible start dates, Barton Online is perfect for picking up a class or earning your associate's degree at less than half the cost of a university. Study anytime, from anywhere. Save time, save money. Start strong with Barton Online. Ready to take the next step? Visit online.bartonccc.edu and enroll today.
Sutherland's is your complete home improvement and hardware store. Tens of thousands of products are in stock at everyday low prices. Sutherland's also offers custom buildings, including post-frame barns, garages, and deck packages too. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at Sutherland's, always ready to help you with any project. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, plywood, and OSB, fencing, power tools, furniture, and more. They simply sell for less. Sutherland's, West 10th, Great Bend, helping America build it better since 1917.
Service from people you know, quality products and professional installation. That's Kern Floor Service. Stop by Kern Floor Service and browse through the different selections of flooring from laminate to vinyl, carpet, wood, and ceramic tile. See their selection of area rugs or special order the one that fits your decor, and don't forget, they can spice up those countertops too. So stop by Kern Floor Service today. Kern Floor Service, 908 Coolidge in Great Bend.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys make it happen.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness, and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at the Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend, or check out the all-new website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Hey Cougar fans, this is Brant Daughtry, voice of the Barton Cougars. Cheering from the stands is great, but you can give our athletes a true competitive advantage by joining the Cougar Booster Club. Boosters provide the best equipment and facility upgrades, helping Barton athletes succeed at the regional and national level. Whether you're a business or an individual, your support matters. Call 620-792-9377 and become a Cougar Booster today. Go Cougars!
Cieny Doors, this is Eddie.
I need some work done.
Are you in a haunted house?
No, it's my garage door. I think I might need a new one.
We can take a look. We can do repairs and replacement. We'll see what's right for you.
What a relief. I thought I was going to get stuck in here.
Call the guys in orange at CD Doors to fix your haunted house.
C&D Doors, Great Bend. Follow the orange signs just south of 10th and Harrison.
Welcome back to Sports Day. Brant Daughtry here with you. Landon Winkler running the cameras and the video stream and keeping us on the air and all that good stuff. Sports Day is brought to you by Great Bend Rec, providing quality leisure, cultural, sports, fitness, and educational programs to improve the quality of the community and the individual lives of their community members. Also by Freedom Claims Management. Let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management, Inc. customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's needs. Want to go ahead and preview this later today here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. We'll be interrupting our typical programming for Game 3 of the American League Division Series. We'll start with... This is written down weird. Okay, we'll start with the Mariners playing the Tigers, and after that we will have the Blue Jays at the Yankees. Both of those series are tied at 1 game apiece, I believe. I know Tigers and Mariners is. Are the Yankees and Blue Jays tied at? No, the Blue Jays are ahead ahead 2-0 in that series, and now they're traveling back to New York tonight, and New York needs to hold serve at home. So, all of that being said, ALDS coming up, 2:30 is when that's going to start on this airwaves. Don't change your station. We got Agriculture Today, then we're going to have 30 minutes of Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins, and then the ALDS starting at 2:30. So, all that being said I had a topic in college football that I wanted to bring up. Bear with me here. It was announced yesterday that Auburn and Baylor, who had a home-and-home scheduled, are moving their game scheduled for next year to be played in Auburn. It will now be played in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As part of the Aflac season opener, whatever they call it. But the season opening game sponsored by Aflac. In return, Auburn can make, according to the press release, and I quote, up to $5 million in NIL funds. Now, let me preface this segment by saying this. I'm all for NIL. I think that there's far too much money in this sport with the expansion of TV rights and gate and all of the money that gets brought into an athletics program, into the NCAA as a whole. There's far too much of it for the players that we come to see to not get a slice. I also would like to let everybody know that the players have been getting slices for a while, far before it was legal, and it was the worst kept secret in all of sports. But let me move on to my main point here. Don't go anywhere. I'm an Auburn fan, Auburn graduate. I've made no secret about that. If you see me out in public, I have a keychain that has Auburn logos all over it that hangs out of my pocket. If you're watching us on cameras, you can see over behind me here that I have a portrait of Rod Bramblett's iconic kick six call from when Auburn beat Alabama in 2013. Rest in peace, Rod Bramblett, the reason that I got into this industry. I hate this so much. I absolutely hate that Auburn is giving up a home game in a year, by the way, where Auburn does not have a great home slate. They have fewer than is typical. I have a tweet that I bookmarked earlier, and I'll pull that up. But fewer games than usual for Auburn at home. And actually, I didn't bookmark that tweet. I can't remember what they are. But look, it's also not a great home slate. You've got SEC home games. You've got Arkansas, LSU, Florida, and Vanderbilt. Two of those games are pretty good, typically. The LSU game is going to be a big draw. And the Florida game has some historic rivalry to it, even though they're not the best right now. People will still show up to see Auburn and Florida play. But the fact is, right now, you are getting rid of one of three big-time games that you were going to have in your home stadium next year. And for the promise of maybe $5 million in NIL, how much are you losing everywhere else? Because you can't sell tickets for this game. That's a couple million. You can't sell, or at least a couple 100,000. You can't sell concessions at this game. That's another couple thousand. You can't sell You can't sell your tailgating rights. You can't sell that weekend in tailgating, which is another several thousand, if not a couple million. You are depriving the university of a couple $1 million here, not to mention the small businesses that exist in Auburn, Alabama. You're depriving them of, I believe someone said, roughly $15 million over that weekend for the promise of $5 million exclusively for the football program, much less the amount of money that goes into the actual university for the influx of people that comes into Auburn for that weekend. So, yes, this is an Auburn exclusive issue, but here's the other thing. This isn't going away. This is happening with Auburn kind of first. This is not something that's going to end with Auburn. You will see more programs start to do this if the promise of NIL exclusive money is made by companies like Aflac. And I don't have a problem with Aflac trying to get a big game for their opener. That's why they sponsor those games in general. But Auburn, who scheduled this home-and-home series with Baylor several years ago, is giving up a home game for $5 million exclusively to the NIL fund. And I don't think they're going to be the last one to do it. I think that college football, because there's so few guardrails in place with the concept of NIL, this sport is going to eat itself. I think that we're going to see stuff like this continue to happen. Teams will sacrifice and sacrifice and sacrifice if it means they get more money. This was a problem that the NCAA should have seen coming in 2013. They had a 10-year warning that this was going to happen, and they did absolutely nothing to set up any kind of guardrail, to set up any kind of limit. And instead, now we're seeing teams sacrifice a home game, sacrifice millions of dollars for the city for the promise of maybe $5 million, which for an athletics program is just not that much money. $5 million is a lot of money. It's not that much for a program like Auburn football specifically. So hate to end the show on a sour note, but hey, big thanks to Hoisington Volleyball. Big thanks to Wyatt Thompson for joining me on the show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Landon, thank you for running the cameras. I'm Brant Daughtry. Same time tomorrow, folks. We'll see you then.